What are the two most mysterious words we've ever created? Words that have haunted human thought for thousands of years. Even now, no one really understands them. They are the infinite. We talk about the infinite universe, or an infinite number. But what does that really mean? If you think infinite just means really big, like massive, unimaginably big, then you're missing the real horror. If we want to understand the universe, we need to understand what infinity really is. And we have to go deep, deeper than most dare, because infinity isn't just one thing. It has layers. So right now, I'm taking you from the smallest thing imaginable to the edge of everything we know. Through atoms, space, physics, even philosophy, let's redesign how you see the universe. Start with something simple, a breath. In that breath are about 5.1 billion molecules. That's a 5, followed by 22 zeros. Surprising, right? But your entire body even crazier. Roughly 7.1 billion atoms. That's a 7, with 27 zeros behind it. Zoom out. Think about Earth. Roughly 1.1 to 1050 atoms. 50 digits. Still think that's a big number? It's nothing. When you scale up to the universe, scientists estimate the visible universe contains around 10 to 82 atoms. That's an 82-digit number. Still think we've hit the limit. If you break the entire universe into Planck-sized chunks, you get 185 units. That's a 1, followed by 185 zeros. But here's the kicker, even that isn't infinity, because math has something darker, something deeper, a number that dwarfs everything we just said. Its name is Tree 3. Tree 3, what the heck is that? Buckle up. Tree 3 comes from a game built by mathematicians. It sounds simple. You use colored seeds to grow trees. Each tree adds branches, but with strict rules. No duplicates, more seeds each time. The game ends if you ever repeat a tree. 1 color, the game stops quickly. 2 colors, you get a few more trees. But 3 colors, welcome to Tree 3. The number's so big, we don't even know what it is. We only know it exists. Every new tree expands in complexity, but with 3 colors, things explode beyond reason. The first tree gets 1 seed, the second gets 2, then 3, then 4, then more, but never repeat. And that one rule makes Tree 3 erupt into madness. Every new tree must be completely unique in structure and color. No repeats, no duplicates, no mercy. With 1 color, it's manageable. 2 colors, still under control. But 3 colors, it becomes unspeakable. Tree 3 becomes the largest finite number we've ever conceived. It's not infinite, but it might as well be. No one knows how big Tree 3 really is. There's no estimate, no formula, just awe. And yet it's still a number. Mathematicians proved this game eventually ends. But they don't know when, or how long it takes, because Tree 3 defies imagination. Try to picture it, your brain will fry. Seriously, some say if you could fully grasp Tree 3, your mind might collapse in on itself. A joke, maybe, but it's rooted in truth. The complexity, it's cosmic. So complex, it makes black holes look polite. And here's the twist. Tree 3, for all its mind-bending scale, is still finite. There's a number, a real end. But real infinity, that's a whole other beast. Compared to infinity, Tree 3 is tiny. So if that number nearly collapses your brain, what will infinity do? Let's find out. Because if Tree 3 is terrifying, true infinity is monstrous. Infinity doesn't have a limit. Every time you think you've reached the edge, there's more, another number, another step. It never ends. Not ever. That's what makes it terrifying. It's not the size. It's the fact that it has no finality. But here's the question. What if the universe is infinite too? What would that actually mean? It means we're not just in a big place. We're in a place where everything happens. Again and again. Every possibility becomes a reality. There are infinite versions of you out there, right now, living lives exactly like yours, or slightly different. In infinite time, everything repeats. Every conversation, every thought, every heartbeat, it all happens again and again. Forever sounds impossible. It's not. It's the pure, cold logic of infinity, and that's why. Infinity isn't just a big space or a giant number. It's an idea, a concept so powerful it breaks your brain. The more you think about it, the more it stares back. But this fear of infinity, it's not just modern, it's ancient. Go back 500 years, a group of Greek philosophers stumbled upon the concept. Led by Pythagoras, they believed numbers explained everything. To them, numbers weren't tools. They were sacred, perfect, ordered, divine. They believed the cosmos was built on harmony, that every star, every planet, followed elegant mathematical truths. But then, they made a discovery that shattered everything. They were studying a diagonal line and realized they couldn't measure it with a simple ratio. No matter how hard they tried, no clean fraction fit. They had found something monstrous, a number without end, what we now call an irrational number, a decimal that never repeats, never stops, and can never be written as a fraction. They couldn't handle it. This wasn't just math, it was heresy. It defied their perfect universe, and some say they kept it secret out of fear. They believed this kind of number was evil, chaotic, broken, wrong, because it couldn't be controlled. Meanwhile, another philosopher, Zeno, posed a question. To walk from here to there, you first go halfway, then half of that, then half again, and again. So how do you ever get anywhere? If there's always more halves. This was infinity, in motion. A paradox we still debate today. It shook logic, and it terrified philosophers. Some tried to reject infinity entirely, but infinity was already here. Too late to erase it. From the moment it was discovered, it began testing our minds and stretching the limits of reason. That's what makes it beautiful and terrifying. The early thinkers were afraid, but their fear didn't stop the search. It only fueled it. In the 19th century, a German mathematician stepped into the unknown. His name was Georg Cantor, and he didn't flinch. He attacked the infinity problem head-on, not with fear, but with precision. Cantor's biggest breakthrough: infinity isn't just one size. There are levels, different kinds. Take the natural numbers, 2, 3, 4, and on forever. That's infinite. Right. Now take just the even numbers 2, 4, 6, 8. Also infinite. At first glance, it seems like one set is bigger, but Cantor showed they're the same size, because you can match them 1 to 1. Each natural number gets an even partner. Perfect match. Two different sets, same size. He called this size countable infinity. But then, things got weird. What about all the numbers between 1 and 2? Decimals, fractions, irrational numbers. There are infinitely many of them, but way more than you can count. Way more. You can't match them with natural numbers. There are just too many in between. So this is a bigger infinity, not just different, larger. So Cantor had discovered a hierarchy of infinities. Think of it like this. Infinity isn't a number, it's a ladder. And there's always a next rung, always something higher. Even between two levels of infinity, another can exist. And it keeps going, endlessly. This blew minds. Infinity wasn't just strange anymore. It was layered, structured, alive. But the world wasn't ready. Cantor's ideas shook the math world like an earthquake. Many rejected him, called him a madman, a heretic. Years of isolation broke him down. He spent his final years in and out of mental hospitals. The man who measured infinity was consumed by it. Infinity didn't just challenge numbers, it tested human sanity. Math had taken us to the edge. But physics was about to shove us over, because the real universe started getting weird. Black holes, the Big Bang, moments where reality folded in on itself, moments where infinity was no longer theory, it was physical. Let's start with black holes. Massive stars collapse into themselves. Gravity wins, light loses. Inside the black hole, something horrifying happens. A singularity forms. An infinitely dense point in space. No volume, infinite mass. All of physics breaks down. We can't describe what happens inside. Our equations implode. Infinity appears where it shouldn't exist. And that's terrifying. Because if infinity is real, physics might be incomplete. We might never fully understand the universe. But it gets worse. Because black holes aren't the only place we see infinity. Go all the way back to the beginning, the Big Bang, the moment when time and space burst into existence. Our equations point to an infinite density, a singularity, at the birth of everything. Another point where logic breaks, where infinity might be real. And if it is, it means our universe was born from a point that shouldn't exist. A cosmic contradiction. And yet here we are, breathing, thinking, questioning, trying to make sense of something we can never touch. Infinity isn't just abstract, it's personal. It touches time, space, and even our identity. Because if time is infinite, then this isn't your only life. You've lived before, and you'll live again. Somewhere out there, there's a version of you asking these same questions. In another galaxy, in another time, maybe even right now. And that's what infinity really does. It breaks the limits of what we thought was possible. It forces us to face the unknown, the edge, the void, the endless. And in doing that, it reminds us how small we are, how fragile, how curious, and how powerful our minds can be. Because even when faced with the infinite, we don't give up. We ask more, we dive deeper, and we begin to realize this might just be the beginning, the start of an infinite story. Because that's what infinity really is, a beginning that never ends. A concept so vast it defies definition. And yet, we chase it, we study it, we fear it, we try to hold it in our finite minds. And even though it slips through like light through fingers, we don't stop. We build equations, launch satellites, write theories, all for one impossible goal: to understand the endless, and maybe one day, to stand inside it, to look out into pure infinity and not flinch. Infinity has always tested us. It challenges the borders of thought itself, but it also invites us to dream bigger, to reach higher, to believe that maybe we are part of something far greater, something without end. A canvas that never runs out of space. A universe that never stops telling stories. And maybe, just maybe, you are one of those stories. One line in an endless book. One echo in an infinite song. And though the melody never ends, your voice is part of it. So when you look up tonight and see the stars, remember this: that sky, it doesn't end. There's no wall, no edge, no curtain, just more and more. Forever. And your place in it is real. Small, yes, but never meaningless. Because even the tiniest voice can echo through eternity. Even the smallest spark can light an infinite sky. And even now, as you sit here thinking about infinity, infinity might be thinking of you. And this is only the beginning.